Welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me here today on my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that. As well, if you want to learn more about the #1 health anxiety program available online today, head on over here. And my friends, in the recent weeks on the podcast and on the YouTube videos, as well as on Instagram and social media, I've been pulled towards dealing with and helping people suffering from health anxiety, hypochondria. And today I also felt a pull towards creating a video where people would be able to relate to some of the things I have to say. As well, I want to create a community of health anxiety warriors that are not afraid of taking these bigger leaps forward and creating change in their lives. You know, having the courage to look at the root causes of their health anxiety, take care of it, and move forward in their lives. So I have started my 4th book, okay? And within this 4th book, there is a little snippet there that I'm going to read to you today. And as I read this snippet, I want you to see if you can connect to what I'm saying, #1. And #2, I'm going to stop in between the reading and share some of my ideas so that you can create some deeper clarity and a few moments of epiphanies right here, right now, that will take you away from fear and towards understanding, acceptance, and self-love, which is health anxiety freedom. So it starts like this. You are going through your day calm and emotionally neutral, when all of a sudden a heart palpitation strikes out of the blue. You are stunned and afraid of what it may lead to, and unconsciously get angry at yourself for experiencing this momentary feeling. Does that sound like you? You become hyper-focused on your heart area, wondering whether it will happen again or not, and at the same time trying to maintain a sense of normalcy in the moment. Now, let's stop for a second before we continue and recognize that I'm describing somebody who's going through the day having experienced an anxiety sensation, okay, connected to a conscious or an unconscious trigger. And in this moment, there is a sense of, am I going to lose control? Can I maintain my normalcy in this moment? So this person right here, right now, is kind of aware of their environment, where they are, as well as very hyper aware as to what they just experienced, okay? Let's keep going. The battle rages on between paying close attention to your heart out of fear, being led by thoughts of catastrophic potentials, and acting normal to get back to a sense of safety, okay? The fight is between mind, body, and your present external experience. Okay, so there's a battle happening right here, right now, in this moment for this person that I'm describing, between the mind that says, hey, you know, this could be something catastrophic. You better do something. You better take some kind of action right now to rid ourselves of the potential threat that the body picked up, okay? And there's the fighting going on in the body where the sensation or the symptom arose, and now there's a potential for this sensation or symptom to get stronger, maybe turn into a panic attack, full-blown panic attack, and maybe create numbness, tingling, trembling, whatever it may be, more dizziness. So there's a potential to have these symptoms or the heart palpitation symptoms subside, but there's also a big potential for this to get worse. As well, the person is fighting their external environment, okay, where they are right then and there. Is there any kind of support person around me right now? Is there an emergency room? Is there something around me that I can purchase that will tame the sensations and calm my mind? So as you can see, there's a couple of different fights going on different fronts. Okay, does this sound like you? If it does, comment below. Let's keep going. If this state of being continues in the way the unconscious trigger that spurred on the bodily sensation will become justified and the belief would grow stronger, okay? The franticness is happening on the inside for most and rarely shows up as behaviors in these types of moments out of fear of looking crazy towards others, right? So what's happening right now is the person is suppressing, okay? Suppressing to try to make sure that they continue with a sense of normalcy and able to function within society and making sure that other people don't think that they're crazy, losing control, or potentially dying. They don't want that kind of attention, most health anxiety sufferers, okay? Like a bottle being filled up with liquid, the bottle begins overflowing as the physical and energetic energy within becomes depleted quickly, okay? So as we're having these fights along these different fronts, mind, body, external environment, we are depleting ourselves of energy. And when we do that, a lot of times health anxiety sufferers tend to feel better in the evening because they have nothing left to fight with, okay? Keep that in mind. The more we question what may happen next, the faster we deplete ourselves to the point where many health anxiety sufferers experience a state of steady physical numbness due to a system that has been overwhelmed on one too many occasions. This numbness, which can also be interpreted as depersonalization, protects us from reaching the same levels of overwhelm and emotional intensity that we have in the past. Now, dizziness and depersonalization go hand in hand and are very common as symptoms of health anxiety and generalized anxiety and panic disorder sufferers. Okay, very, very common. You'll talk to many people going through these types of disorders today, and you'll hear it quite often. Yes, the dizziness is always there. It gets worse at certain times of the day. I feel depersonalized, like I'm living in a bubble all the time. I'm not in touch with my five senses, so on and so forth. Now, here's an example where we can start to understand, have a deeper understanding of this numbness, of this dizziness and depersonalization, and understand where the body is actually coming from, okay? Because instinctually, first and foremost, we think that this symptom is a life-threatening thing, okay? And it's only going to get worse, when in fact it doesn't get worse. It tends to kind of linger, right? The dizziness never gets to the point of vertigo, right? The dizziness is kind of there throughout the day as more mild and in the background for most people. And understand that this symptom is there out of protective purposes. Because of the panic attacks and the overwhelm that you experienced and the traumas you experienced during childhood, your system is trying to chemically protect you from you going into that deep emotional state once again. So, if we can take a perspective that says, hey, this is out of protection, or hey, you know, thank you, body, for doing what you do so that I don't get to that, you know, that very high level of emotional intensity again. Thank you for doing that. If we can do that, okay, what's going to happen is we're going to start meeting our goal. And our goal as health anxiety sufferers is to show the body that our present moment is in fact safe, and we can in fact be a part of what's taking place in the external without it threatening us physically or socially. Okay, so our whole job here is to show the body that we're safe, okay? Because the body still thinks that we're in the same traumas that we experienced in childhood. It doesn't know that it's over, okay? And many times people, you know, when they tend to gain this cortisol-related weight, right? They go into a physical diet to try to lose the weight, when in fact, if they can just diet the emotional body, okay, diet the fear that still is prolonged, diet the unforgiveness, diet the blame, diet the guilt. If they can just diet these sorts of things, rebuild their relationships with other people that they feel like are broken, okay, forgive mom, forgive dad, kind of move forward. If they can do these things at a subconscious level, then, you know, the weight tends to come off by itself. So that's a separate issue. Let's continue on with this part of the book here. It's very, very important, this part here. A non-sufferer experiences the heart palpitation that we discussed in the beginning, perceives it as a fleeting experience, and genuinely moves their attention back to their connection with their present external reality, okay? So if you're not a health anxiety sufferer, most people go, oh, okay, and on we go, right? What was I just doing? Oh, I was reading my book. What was I just doing? Oh, I was enjoying my drive. What was I just doing? Oh, I was playing with my kids. Okay, so that kind of a reaction, a response, okay? A reaction would be more instinctual to me. A response would be more conscious, okay? That sort of reaction creates a habit that says, hey, body, whatever you picked up in this moment within the environment or my imagination, whatever is related to my memory, okay, is done now, okay? And I don't need this kind of bodily protection anymore. So our goal as health anxiety sufferers is to get to that place of, say it with me, inaction. Inaction. Because there's a lot of health anxiety sufferers out there that are looking for the right technique and the next skill set. And yes, these are important for certain types of people, okay? But later on in the journey, it's not about the technique. It's about treating the body the same way an emotionally neutral person would treat the body if they experienced the physical sensation themselves. So inaction can be as powerful as using some kind of skill set and taking action. That could be behaviorally or verbally or physiologically or whatever it may be, mentally. You know, inaction can really show the body that, hey, you know, there's nothing here. There's nothing to be concerned about here, right? A health anxiety sufferer views this sort of response as having the potential of making things worse in the future and not better. We've all been there. It gives them a feeling of not caring for the self, which could potentially have catastrophic physical consequences. When this sort of reaction becomes habitual, life becomes all about surviving the next unfamiliar moment, which in turn saps us of the positive future life experiences. Okay? A health anxiety sufferer many times feels like if they don't take some sort of action and do something about the physical sensation, then that's not self-care to them. Then they feel like something's going to go wrong, okay? And you can see how backwards these types of thoughts, this way of thinking is. Because many times for a health anxiety sufferer, what you believe you need to do and what you believe is true is actually the opposite of what you truly need to do and what is truly true, okay? So we need to really look at how our results are manifesting right now and recognize what sort of things am I doing that I think are helping my health anxiety that's only making it worse. Okay, reflection is very, very important in the healing process, my friends. Now, I've read a quite a long snippet of a chapter of my 4th book that's upcoming probably in the next year. Okay, it's going to be a while. But there's this one sentence here that I want to touch on before I leave you. We go into fight mode in order to stay one step ahead of anything that could potentially go wrong, and that's the problem. Health anxiety sufferers feel the need to stay one step ahead of anything that could potentially go wrong in their bodies. So they do it mentally. They try to solve every single problem, physiological problem, through the mental faculty. And all that leads to is more overthinking, more stagnant energy stuck up here, okay, and more confusion and frustration. Health anxiety sufferers along this journey will get to a point where they start to trust, key word, start to trust that they can leave things alone, right? They can leave their body alone and the body can heal itself, okay? They can leave an external problem or situation alone and it can heal itself. And when you get to this place of deep trust, internal, external, deep trust, you are really healing your health anxiety, because health anxiety sufferers lack trust. They lack trust in a future that is unknown. They lack trust in the change process. They lack trust in re-identifying with their childlike sides. And that is a key component to healing health anxiety. It's getting back to your childlike sides before you were corrupted with all the behaviors and beliefs of your authority figures. Bless them, bless them, bless them, forgive them. But let me tell you something. You are unique, okay? You are allowed to be who you truly want to be. And starting today, your creativity and your ability to express must come to the limelight. It must come to the forefront, okay? Because I want you to take a few things from this video, okay? And one of the most important things I want you to take is your ability to reflect. Just reflect, okay? Look back at your results. Look at what you do in the morning. Look at what you do in the afternoon. Look at what you do in the evening. That contributes to your sensitized state. Yes, it may keep you standing guard and feeling like you're one step ahead of a potential problem or an illness or a disease, but those are lies. Those are lies coming from the subconscious mind that simply want to keep you within the realm of the addiction to suffering. Okay, and it's time to leave the realm of the addiction to suffering and move into inner peace. And the way you do that is you slowly start to let go. And you slowly start to trust. And you slowly start to tap into those parts within you that you've neglected over time. Remember, health anxiety has a bundle of parts, okay, characteristics. And inner peace has a bundle of characteristics as well. But you've neglected these. Self-care, self-love, self-respect, communication, these sorts of things. Calm time, reflection time. These are all parts that you have within you that you need to start listening to, my friends, because it's not fair to you to live within the addiction to suffering, number one. And number two, it's time, okay? It's time to stop relying on time to heal your health anxiety, because time only makes it worse, okay? If you're not reflecting, if you're not doing something about these habits that are contributing to your health anxiety, then it can only get worse. But starting today, we don't want that to happen. Starting today, we will look deeper into what's truly happening that's spurring on our health anxiety. I want you to comment below and tell me what the biggest epiphany was from this video, okay? I hope you enjoyed this snippet of my fourth book. Yes, you can pick up my first, second, and third books on Amazon right now. And give this video a like so that we can continue to build a community of true warriors, right? To take those emotional wounds and say, hey, I'm ready to learn the lessons from them and move forward in my life. That sounds like you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Remember that you are more than anxiety. Don't ever forget it.